Hi betting experts, on Wednesday March the 13th we're off to day 2 at the Cheltenham Festival. Another belting card, smaller field sizes than usual but still high quality on show, and I think it's going to be another great day for Willie Mullins. We start off with our betting expert daily nap, sponsored by Bet365. This goes in the 450. It's the Johnny Henderson Grand Annual Challenge Cup Handicap Chase 2 mile Class 1, a premier contest for 5-year-olds and upwards, over 70 grand to the winner. And this is actually one of my stronger bets of the week, St. Roy of Willie Mullins, where he was a 3-time winning hurdler at a pretty high level, got to graded company. Over fences, I don't think it's gone smoothly, but this season I think there's been a target in mind. He's only won 1 of his 10 career starts over the larger obstacles. He's run 4 times this winter since returning from 7 months off the track. I thought he shaped perfectly nicely at Navan back in November. Then a couple of disappointing efforts, but to be fair to him, he's been sent off 10 to 1, 16 to 1, 20 to 1 and 66 to 1. I think they've all been warm-ups. He's been unfancied behind stablemates in graded company in Ireland. He's now in a handicap of 154. I think it's a real fair rating. He's a class above these rivals, and the key, I think, was his course and distance run last season at the festival when he finished 3rd behind El Fabioli in the Arkle. He ran an absolute blinder there, beaten 12 lengths, and that is for me the best form on offer here. You have to forgive his run at the Dublin Racing Festival, but I think it was just a sighter. He ballooned the first and was immediately tailed off. Put a line through that run. He's around about 8 to 1. He's got a touch of class against some pretty exposed handicaps. I think the danger could be Harper's Brook, who's got a perfect setup to swoop late for Ben Pauling, who's absolutely flying at the minute as well. Our betting expert value angle selection, sponsored by Bet365, goes in the 130. It's the Gallagher Novice Hurdle, the Bearing Bingham, of course. It was registered as a Class 1. £75,000 to the winner, 2 mile 5, a really good test this. The dead 8, the bookmakers will be dreading it, and I think the value lies with Il Atlantique of Willie Mullins. Now, you've got a short price one here, Ballyburn. If you can get on Il Atlantique each way, I think it's a blinding bet. The bookmakers will hate to lay that sort of bet. He's a very progressive horse. I think he's got the same or better form than Ballyburn, and he's done it on more than one occasion. He's won once from 3 starts over hurdles. He was incredibly impressive in a Garum maiden hurdle on heavy ground in November, over 2 miles. And then last time, I thought they got the ride wrong. He was mugged late by reading Tommy wrong, probably doing too much in front too soon and just dying on that far rail and getting reeled in. He remains open to loads more improvement as his stamina is drawn out, and I think he'll get a patient ride here. He's 4 or 5 to 1. As I say, if you can play each way, he's undoubtedly much better value than his short price stablemate, who I think could well be a class above, but I'd be slightly surprised if he got such an easy time on the lead over this 2 mile 5 trip, or even if they rode him quite as positively as they did last time out. So I think there's a little bit to prove there, and there's no doubt in my mind where the value lies. The remaining 5 races, we'll do them in time order. The 210, the Brown Advisory, a Grade 1 novice chase, over 3 miles and 110 yards, over £100,000 to the winner, only 6 runners. Another short prize favourite here, who I do think is priced up on reputation. Again, they know the time of day, Willie Mullins, Factophile, held in the highest regard at home, but he's very short on form, and I think the value lies here with Monty Star from the Henry de Bromhead yard. Now, the one thing I'll say is Henry's form has improved a touch. He had 3 winners in Ireland just before the festival to encourage, having had a quiet spell. Monty Star, 6 career starts, 1 bumper, 3 hurdles, 2 over fences. He shaped really nicely behind Corbett's Cross on his chasing debut after 9 months off at Fairyhouse in December. Landed a hefty order at Punchestown, over 3 miles on heavy ground. Rachel's booked again. There's more to come from this one. I think he's open to more improvement than a lot of his rivals, and he comes here fresh after 73 days off. It's a shame we lost Broadway Boy at Declarations. He was a very interesting runner, but he's got the favourite to beat Monty Star, and I think at around 6 to 1, it's a very fair price. The Coral Cup at 250. Well, I've had my eye on one here for this race for a while, built by Ballymore, who I think is very well treated, now going handicapping for the first time for the excellent Martin Brasil yard. He was really impressive in novice company last time out 44 days ago in Ireland. He's only run 4 times over hurdles, 139 into handicaps, underestimates him. I think if this was trained by Willie Mullins, he'd be £5 or £6 higher. He's around about 8 or 10 to 1 from looking. He should go really well in a huge field. The day's feature, the 3:30, the Queen Mother Champion Chase, over 2 miles, Grade 1, Class 1, 5-year-olds and up, was nearly £250,000 to the winner. I don't fancy John Bon at all. I don't fancy Edwardstone. I think he's half a gone horse. It leaves the way open to El Fabioli to land a short price. The perfect record, 6 from 6 over fences. He can clip the top of a fence. I think that's been overstated at all the preview evenings. He's basically a top-class performer. He routed Dino Blue as his prep at Leopardstown in February. I think Dino Blue will be winning later in the week, by the way. His form's top-notch. He beat John Bon 5.5 lengths here last year in the Arkle without really coming off the bridle. I think that'll be what happens again. The race should be strongly run. There's a couple of front runners in the lineup. I think he'll pounce. The 4:10, the cross country, not a betting race for me, but I do think that Galvin is the one to side with here. He's been trained with this race in mind. There's no doubt about that. He's had 3 sighters on unfavourable terms in these cross country races so far this winter. Last year he finished second behind Delta Work. I thought he ran a blinder. That was a very strong renewal, and I think he's bound to give you a good run for your money. Only 12 runners in this race. And finally, to finish off the bumper, again, not a betting race for me, but Willie Mullins, well, I think he's got 9 runners at the last count. It's 6 to 1 the field this morning. It looks all of that. Jasmine Devey has been very impressive so far, a token selection, but this is a race to watch again and again. You'll see a million winners for next season over hurdles. Best of luck on Wednesday at the Cheltenham Festival, betting experts, and please remember to like and comment on all of our YouTube videos.